we looking at all these numbers and, how the Indian economy is doing?
Hi, Haslinda. Good morning. Well, yes, India's economic growth accelerated to more than 8% in the final months of the year, and that beat all consensus estimates that were put out by various economists. However, there is one figure that has led to a big cause of concern that we have seen that all analysts now seem to be highlighting. While yes, GDP numbers at 8% are mostly being driven by strong private investments and a pickup in services sector as well. But it is the GVA number that all analysts seem to be looking at for now. Remember, gross value added or GDP that excludes taxes and subsidies has shown that there is a slowdown of sorts, and that is something that various economists seem to be looking at. In fact, this time around, we've seen a very wide divergence of close to 190 basis points. That sharp a wedge between GDP and GVA. In the past, we've seen GDP and GVA tracking very close to each other, but this is for the first time that we've seen such a wide wedge between the numbers, where one number is pointing, and showing an upward trajectory, where the other one is showing a downward trajectory, and that has become a big, reason for puzzle, big cause of concern. One can attribute it to a very strong showing in terms of net taxes that have increased almost 32% in the quarter, and lesser subsidies that were given by the government. But the headline number and where things are as far as the economy is concerned are completely in a divergence, and that's something that we're of course keeping a close watch on.
Ruchi, we know that agriculture contracted. Is that significant? Is that something India should worry about?
Oh, absolutely. Agriculture sector contracted. That has been a big cause of concern. We have seen how the farming community are up in arms against the government as well. And yes, this has become a cause of concern. We have seen a contraction of 0.8% in the past quarter, and that's mostly on account of adverse weather conditions. In fact, India also recorded the weakest monsoons that we've seen in 5 years, and that had led to the government extending their curbs on exports for various farm commodities, from sugar to rice to wheat. So yes, that has become a big cause of concern. But having said that, the government expects that from next year there will be some relief for the farm sector, and the numbers will pick up going forward.
How much clarity do we have in terms of GDP projection for the rest of the year?
For the rest of the year, we are expecting that the economy, in fact, from yesterday's number, there is an expectation that the economy will grow at 7.6%. That has also led to various economists revising their FY25 forecasts as well, as far as the government of India and the Reserve Bank of India is concerned. They expect growth to remain steady at about 7% for next year as well. But one, as I said, has to keep a close watch on what this really means for any signs of slowdown that we may see, as we've seen this time around with the GVA numbers, and how the Reserve Bank of India will be keeping a close watch on it as well.